Welcome back to the Real Estate 401k Show. I'm your host, Mike Weinstein, alongside Justin Frederick and Ryan Gerdes down at the end. Just go ahead and text the word report to 623-AZ-RECON. That's report to 623-AZ-RECON, because many of you have found yourself in similar situations where just shit just shows up on your credit reports, especially prior to a closing. So
soon, dude. Too soon. Damn.
So my first question to you, Justin, is like, how often should a consumer just be checking their credit report, and where's the best place for them to go? And does it show everything that's going to show up on yours?
So you should check your credit report at least once a year, and go to annualcreditreport.com. You can pull the report without scores once a year for free. You'll get the free copies of the report. It will show everything that's on there at that time and how it's been reporting at that time. But yes, it's necessary. I mean, you guys have both seen it where you didn't know something was there and it's there. It happens. And this is another reason why I like to have a credit card that has a reporting portion of the app, because you can set up alerts through that. And if there's any changes in your credit report, it will immediately notify you. And by catching it in advance, I mean, we'll get deeper into some of the stories and I'll explain why later on. It can really keep you from seeing a lot of damage happen to your report.
Well, okay, so just on a side note before we let Ryan jump in, because this just brought up something else.
Yeah, I'm going to commandeer this whole thing.
I know. Once you get going, you're just going to pull that string out of his chest, and he's going to.
That's a good way to put it.
So my brother-in-law, he's a CFO for hire, and he's supposed to go to Montreal and for a business trip, and just woke up and there's an email, American Airlines, just, your flight's canceled, no options, you're screwed. And then he's like, hey, can I use your cabin? That's how screwed he is. Like, there's just no options to get to Montreal. And he goes, I've just had it. He goes, I'm freaking canceling my American Airlines credit card. And I'm like, whoa. I'm like, I don't think you should do that, because it's a well-established credit card.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to get rid of a well-established credit card.
Don't use it.
Yeah, don't use it. Keep it open. Don't use it. I mean, you can. I like to see activity on there and pay it off, but yeah, it's closing out those cards that you've had for 20, 30 years. That'll do some damage. I mean, you're just going to get rid of a good credit history that you have with that card. And you want that. Now, if you have 5 cards and you have the same history with them, that's okay. You can get rid of them. Just make sure you're keeping 2 with a good amount of history.
So he did want me to mention on the podcast, he wanted me to let everybody know that he thinks that American Airlines sucks. So I'm a good brother-in-law now, right?
All right, everybody.
So every once in a while, I like to be reminded that Ryan actually did go to college. Because it doesn't come off very often.
I think it's pretty believable. I think it's more believable than you having a master's
in PE.
Yeah. Jesus.
That was my general. Not my master's.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's a shocker that they gave me a master's degree.
Dude, underwater basket weaving, bro. So recent story. I mean, I know you guys already know, but for all of our listeners out there. So I took very few loans out when I was in college. I did drop out my junior year, went back and finished about 15 years ago. And so like I had these small little loans, like a couple thousand or something
baby
like that.
student loans.
Yeah, baby student loans, and so once I got out, I just had auto pay. So I'll give you guys some more to the story here. I was on auto pay, and then when the whole COVID thing went down, they stopped charging me
for everybody.
Right. And I was getting stuff in the mail, like whatnot. But I figured because, like, I mean, I don't know. Like they didn't send me any more stuff since, and I was like, all right, well, whenever they send me a bill, I'll start paying again, or
Right.
whatever. And so I get a phone call yesterday, and they say, "Is this Ryan Gerdes?" Blah blah blah. And yeah. You have a student loan that's in serious default, and I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about? Like, I've gotten nothing from you guys. Like you guys are the ones that are kicking back payments and whatnot." And they're like, "Yeah, you have an outstanding student loan of $400."
Oh my God.
389.
Yeah, 389.
Oh, that's better.
389, and yeah, you're past due on it. And I'm like, okay, something's not right here. I just refinanced one of our properties last month. Nothing was on there. They're like, oh no, yeah, you're like 4 months behind. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna call up Justin and find out what's what, because I saw my credit report less than 30 days ago, and they decided that they were going to slap three or four.
320 and 190.
Yeah, 120-day lates rolling, meaning that like it's devastating, right, to your credit score.
Because it's not necessarily the amount of money.
Right.
It's the fact that you got those revolving.
Because it was just like a
30-day
$50 a
lates.
month payment or something silly that I was just like, well, I like having the trade line, and the interest rate is a fixed rate of 3.5. So why pay it off when you can, just have that easy credit builder, and it's $50 isn't going to do anything to our DTI. So why don't I just keep it? So I just kept it. And then so I got off the phone with Justin. He goes, yeah, dude, they screwed you. And I was like, how bad? Tell him how bad, dude. I went from like a 7.
Gosh, it hurts me. He had some that were in the 800s, and he had one that was probably like a 790. You really want me to say it?
I have no secrets. I don't really give a shit. You know what I mean?
I think it's a 628.
Yeah.
Shit.
Dude.
We're talking perfect credit.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm just
We're
like,
talking perfect. There's never been a blemish on his credit. Not a blemish.
I think it's important that everybody know, because if you're watching this and you're listening, like the importance of this, because it's not like I didn't know it's not like I hadn't learned my lesson.
Right.
We're monitoring my credit
all the time,
constantly.
Yeah.
Right. Because we're always trying to make sure we're positioned that if we run into a good opportunity, we can jump on it. And I got fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. And so just so everybody knows, like, this is extremely common right now. There's a lot of rounded individuals with credit that have.
I'm not as round anymore, but
Well,
yeah, he's losing weight. Yeah, look at that.
Now you don't have a well-rounded credit. But there's a lot of people that have had excellent credit that have just been destroyed in the last 5-6 months. So, if you haven't checked your credit report, check your credit report. Check it out, because
especially if you've ever had a student loan.
And we just did this. We talked about how student loans were hurting people, maybe a month or two ago, and yeah, it's just this is devastating.
I'm still pissed. So I
Yeah.
get him on the phone, and I'm like, "What the hell is going on?" Like,
Are you talking to the lender, or are you talking to collections now?
to the lender.
Okay.
It's not in collections.
Oh.
It's still with the Department of Education.
Yeah. So I call up the lender, Nelnet. I will name. They're pieces of shit. Fuck you, Nelnet.
Tell us how you really feel.
Yeah. And I said, what's going on here? You guys just made my credit take a nosedive over $400, and like I made all of you started kicking them back, and I get no notice. And they said, well, we did send you an email. And I said, well, what email? They said, we sent it to your email that you had registered with the last school you attended.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
when you went
my
to
gosh.
college 20 years ago.
Right. So if any of you have ever been to college, you know that they give you a email address. That's where they were sending my stuff. And then I said, well, what happened to all the paper mail? And they said, well, we automatically enrolled you in paperless.
Oh, this is so frustrating.
And they said, well, were you in school during this time? And I was like, no. I mean, like, now I'm over here like, maybe I should have just lied to them, right? Like, were you in the military? I'm not going to lie about that. No, right? And so I'm over here like, so what are my options here? Yeah, you have no options. Like totally hosed me. And I'm over on the phone with Justin. And I'm like, when's the last time you've seen Department of Education remove a late from your credit report?
Never.
Right.
I feel like there's going to be a class action lawsuit here, though.
I'll be in the front of the line.
Yeah,
$398
right.
and a 170 point hit on
Just
my credit
damaging
report.
people's credit reports. Just absolutely damaging. And there's got to be a law that they have to send you a written notice. Like an email can't count.
Well, that and there has to be something like typically you opt in to paperless billing, right? And you didn't have that option. So because remember we had that one I had that collections probably about 3 or 4 months ago
SRP
with SRP, and so I called SRP, and they've been sending the bill to my home address, not the property address. The property address was a rental. They've always been sending the bill to my home address. And for whatever reason, I went in, closed it out. I thought I paid everything off. I thought I was paying the final bill, but apparently there was a final bill, but they mailed it to the property address of the property that I just sold. And in fairness to them, they went on there and they go, yeah, our bad. We screwed up. We didn't send it to the right place, and they actually removed it.
I'm telling you right now, I am opting back in to paper, documents here, and I need something from you showing that it's paid off. But I mean, the damage is done, dude. Yeah. I'm screwed.
I'm sorry, buddy. And it's not like the cable company. When you're getting ready, when they raise your cable rates and you call up and you escalate it automatically. You're talking about the government. Who and where do you escalate your complaint?
Right,
dude. I hope that there's a class action lawsuit. I mean, I'm not only going to get my credit back. And I'm not litigious. Like I'm not over there but I want money out of these sons of bitches. You
right. This is $390 or $389, and you're having to put all kinds of work into this.
Right.
And could we make the case from now until your credit gets it back up? That's lost revenue,
lost opportunity. Yeah. I mean, that's my business. I'm a professional investor, right?
Yep.
Like they just totally handicapped my
business. I mean, we talked about this. Whether it was a primary home or a DSCR loan, I mean, it's dramatically different at this point. Right. Dramatically different. Ryan was getting. On those credit scores, you were getting incentives with that credit score, and now you're getting
penalized.
Fucked. Mm-hmm. And I'm sorry to laugh at that because it's not. I mean, what can you do at this point?
I think it's important for everybody that follows us to know. I don't just sit around and hope that my credit's going to be fine. I mean, like it's a thing, and I know a lot of you guys do too. And so it's just one more thing that like you guys. Really, if you haven't had your credit checked in a while and you have had student loans in the past, get on there before it gets any worse, because they like to just we sent your notice off into outer space and that's good enough for us, so you're hosed.
Well, it is a good lesson, and if you have questions about something on your credit report or you are thinking about buying something in real estate, I'd highly recommend you to reach out to Justin and his team, and they can walk you through it. All you got to do is text the word report to 623-AZ-RECON. That's report to 623-AZ-RECON, or just type in report in the comments section. And in a minute, Justin, I kind of want to just get into like how is it that these credit reporting agencies or these companies just have the ability and just have the power to just slap something on your report without giving you a notice or anything like that? Because I remember years ago, I don't remember what house we were buying, and it was about a week before close of escrow, and I'm sitting there in a hotel room in New York with my wife, and your team calls and goes, hey, you got this HOA violation from an HOA 10 years ago, and it wasn't even, I never even owned a home in this HOA. But it popped up on my credit report, and then where I got screwed was, the credit reporting agency or the collections company was willing to remove it if I paid it, but I didn't have time to fight it because it wasn't mine. I just had no choice, just because I needed to close on the house. I'm not gonna tie up in a closing on that. And I think it cost me like $500.
So I don't know exactly, how this works, but it's so funny how when we're issuing pre-qualifications, it's like a trigger goes off to whoever you've borrowed money before or whatever to pass records. And then once our credit report expires, we have to order a new one, or nowadays we're ordering soft pulls and then we're pulling hard credit inquiries once we're under contract. But I think even the soft pulls are doing some sort of trigger, so that actually I don't think soft pulls are so much anymore. But after that initial hard pull, it's funny how it's not funny. We see things kind of flow in. And I would say most of the time we'll see some old ass collections, or maybe even like a judgment. And typically you should be able to see the judgment on every credit report, but sometimes we see them pop up and they weren't reported before, and it'll show date of reporting on the credit report. So we can show people, hey, here's our initial credit report. Here's the second one. Here's where it's saying it was reporting. It obviously wasn't there the first time. But I've had lenders that have said it's been there or wasn't there and they just overlooked it. So that's important to know too. Like, hey, check your credit report because you'll know what's there.
But what I'm saying is, I feel like these companies have all the power. I feel like there should be a system. If a company is going to report me to the credit agencies, I should get notification first. Even an alert. Hey, a-hole, by the way, you just got reported to the credit agencies. But I should have that opportunity to dispute it before it goes on there, and they can do anything that they want.
I think that the system is broken. I do. I think it's broken. And I don't know how to fix it. I don't have the right answers on that.
Class action lawsuit, baby.
Class action lawsuit. There's got to be a better way. I get that they're trying to go paperless, but sometimes your email account just kicks stuff out that doesn't come in on a regular basis. I could see that being missed, because it probably comes in looking different than if it's.
I think especially if there's like something that they did during COVID where they went on a hiatus, where they basically like forced everyone into forbearance or deferment, whatever you want to call it. I mean, there's got to be some grace there.
Oh, I think that this is like a walking lawsuit just happening, because I mean, I remember, well, even still today, income-based repayment plans are being looked at differently, and so they're not allowing people to go on income-based repayment plans, even though they have forever. And so this is damaging people from being able to buy homes. They're like, well, we're in deferment. I can't get an income-based repayment plan. And if they tried to go on a regular payment plan, the payments are just out of the water. It's crazy. So there's all kinds of stuff wrong with student loans, and I'll be the first to say that.
I mean, theoretically,
we see it all the time.
Theoretically, I don't want to give anyone any ideas, but theoretically, if I had your social security number, what would keep me from just making up something and reporting you to the credit agencies? I mean, like, that's how crazy this is. I don't know what the process is when a collection company or a medical facility or student loan.
Well, when we evict somebody, then you have to go to court, and in order to do that, as a landlord, you need to have a full application with their social, date of birth, whole pedigree, etc. And then, they get their day in court. And you have to show, the burden's on the landlord. They need to show all documentation.
Be a good system.
Or lack thereof, right? Where it's like, hey, look, your rent was $2,000, and the lease was from Jan 1, 2025 to Jan 1, 2026. And here we are. There's no proof of payment as of, last payment, April 1st. And so you owe me for the rest of the lease. Now I understand that you might have had financial hardships, or you might have, had a relationship gone south or whatever. But I mean, like it's insane because like they do so many things to handicap landlords and their ability to collect money.
That's a fact.
And then they go over there and say, oh, hey, this whatever trade line, because you went on and you clicked on this link over here, now all of a sudden you owe $5,000, right? Now, I mean, obviously, student loans is a little bit more, a little bit more in depth, but you still do it all online, right? Whereas leases, okay, you can DocuSign, but I mean, you have to go fight for the money that these people signed up for. And you gave them a roof over their head, and not just a credit card to go off and, blow it in Vegas or whatever the hell.
Non-secured, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would just say this, Ryan. President Trump, he's a real estate investor, so he might take pity on your plight. So I'd reach out to him.
Okay.
He'll understand. He'll understand where you're coming from.
I'm sure he's got the time to deal with my $398
Dollars.
son of a bitch.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you've got questions about things on your credit report, understanding a credit report, or thinking about buying real estate, I encourage you to reach out to Justin's team and have them take a look at it or pull your. That's what we always say. Get your credit report before you start looking at homes, because there might be something that pops up there that you have to take care of. And in order to do so, all you got to do is text the word report to 623-AZ-RECON. That's report to 623-AZ-RECON, or just type report in the comment section.